Are we live?
And we're live.
Hey everyone. I'm just playing around with a Maleficent right now. Just got my alert that we went live. Yay. Got some, got a sample set of some watercolors that I was just playing around with. And I pulled out one of the Maleficents, so I was just having some fun while waiting for everybody to get on before we move into what I actually wanted to do today. Hope everybody had an interesting week so far. How about you, Connor?
My week was very fun coming up and working with Sammy, the greatest of all of mentors, and the only mentor I will ever need.
I think Tommy would be the only one that'd be better than me, right? Oh, that's funny. Good job, kid. Is anybody in there?
No one yet.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting. What?
Very.
Fucking smart ass.
I'm just envisioning me, like, in a circle of candles with a Ouija board, and I'm like, Tommy, man, I need to know how this value looks. Sam's away in Canada, and I don't know what to do.
That's fun. Help me, Ghost Tommy. You're my only hope. Yeah. We'll wait till people get back on. Get back in here. That was good. That was good, kid.
Just envision it. Like, really? You contact me from the other realm?
Just to
and
check
that's your first question? I'm like, yeah, man, this value, it sucks.
Not that is there a God or anything like that, but you want me to teach you shit? Come on, man. Oh, that's too funny. That's pretty fucking hilarious. So I did a cool interview today with my friend Neri and his brother-in-law just did just opened a website like where they review kind of pop culture-y stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they loosely term it the Rolling Stone for nerds. Like, they want it super adult and accessible, and you know, it's going to be all sorts of stuff pop culture wise. I think I was one of their first interviews, to be honest with you. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
So they just, like, is it going to be like a uploaded interview, or
they're gonna write an interview out. Like, they're gonna it's a written article interview, for now. And then once they start getting sponsors and stuff like that, then they're gonna they're going to start doing like video interviews and stuff like that, but they don't want it to be like cheesy at first.
Yeah.
So they want it to be real tight and clean. So they're doing just regular like article interviews first. And I was stupid and did not get the name of their thing. Actually, I can text them right now, actually.
Jesse_O69 says, hey, Sammy.
Hi, Jesse.
What level of excitement should you give to 2 exclamation marks? Like, not too much, but just right in the middle?
Hi, Sammy.
Hey, Sammy.
Like that.
Okay.
Is that what Jesse said?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the website called? Streaming now. Want to plug it. Maybe he'll even pop on. But this is when he normally is putting his little girl to bed, so might be a little bit before we get an answer, but How's the health, Jesse? That's a quick reply. BeatLKRainbow.com. Why don't you type it into the chat for people?
Jesse said, doing a lot better. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. You're quite welcome, sir. I'm going to look for your stuff. I did not forget about you. I'm going to look for your stuff tomorrow. I kind of ran out of time today. Before streaming and all that fun stuff and logistical crap. You know how it goes. Did you do it?
Yep.
Did you do it? Cool.
Return that back to you. Thanks.
This is my monkey. Can you see it?
Yeah.
You see the creepy monkey?
You're good.
It's my creepy monkey. I'm gonna finish painting this real quick. I got some new stuff coming up. I'm gonna show everybody. I just want to finish painting this area real quick.
Napoleon JD said, "What's up, Wonder Woman?"
Yay, brother! Long time no hear. How is life, sir? Get it, get it, get it. Okay. That goes in there. That goes over here. And here we go. So I got some originals. Some new originals going up on eBay. That I've been doing the last couple days. Let me know if you can see them or not. Obviously not at the moment. So we got Batgirl. Good. Got this awesome 14x17 Batgirl I did. And then we've got Sexy Poison Ivy. Good?
You're good.
And then I just did this one last night. Alice in Wonderland. And a bit more classically, this Batgirl. Cool, huh? So these are all going to go up on eBay probably tomorrow because I just finished photographing them and we got to throw them up tomorrow.
Jesse said, "I thought the Wolverine you posted on eBay looked great."
Thank you. Thank you very much. And then, do we have the book with the others? No, the, oh, they're under there, I think. It's under there. The Tommy ones. Ooh, put the magnet back up on there. So I got, these are some of the Lost Tommy sketches that are also going to go up. These are the ones that, can you see them okay?
Yeah, you're good.
No glare or nothing? Okay. So these are some of the ones that Tommy did. This was the book that he misplaced. And some of them are sold already, but here's a Batman. That's Leota right here. That one's sold to Jordan, which reminds me we need to mail these out to Jordan, but to show you guys. There's Spider-Man. These go out to Jordan. Here's the sticker for that. And the Wolverine. And these are available for $150 tonight if you guys want to steal any. Sneak peeky on any of them. But those two were sold. And then, let's see what else. We've got this weird Cthulhu monster-y thing. I don't know what that was for. Oh, and this is the initial Glenda sketch. That's not for sale. What else is in here? Oh, D&D originals. Look at that. Ha! He's throwing up. That's funny. These were inserts. When were these done? These were inserts for D&D module. Manual, what have you. These are originals too. Once I get them scanned in and cataloged and everything, they'll go up. But the ones that are going to go up are these two and the Batman and then this monstery dude. All's quiet on the Western Front, I take it?
Zentho said, Alice looks awesome.
Thank
and
you.
No Flutter said, hello.
Hi, Jen. All right. Well, we're starting to get a crowd. People are starting to roll in. So let me grab my book here. So last night, and by last night I mean very early this morning, I decided to get off my ass and start the project that I told everybody I would be doing. And that is the character designs for my cartoon strip. So this is Tommy. As you can see, I was working stuff out. And this is his final design with his little skeleton. Can they see it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So this is my Tommy design. And you know, I wanted like a round ball, and hold on a minute. Kicking stuff over here. Originally I was thinking like a round head, but it made him, in my opinion, it made him look like Peter Griffin. So I went for I actually took this little piece of tracing paper and stuck it on this photograph up here. Can they see that? Mm-hmm. And then I just kind of quick sketched out his proportions, and I came up with that. And I did a ball for the nose because Tommy always drew a ball for the edge of the tip of the nose. So I thought, how funny would that be? And I was going through different body types. This Tommy showing his butt.
I know Flutter said maybe zoom in a bit more. So.
Oh yeah, you can zoom in. Hold on. Hold on, let me show him how to do that. Because he don't know. Hold on. So, we're going to go here. Image. Focus. Get rid of the autofocus. And then you're gonna have to do this so you can see. I'm just gonna zoom in. And then, sorry, I'm adjusting the camera so you guys can see everything. It's old. Oop. There you go. There you go. We'll sharpen it a bit. There you go. There you go. How's that, guys? Is that better? Let's move this out of the way here. How's that look now?
Yeah.
Too dark or good?
That's good.
Is that better? So what do we think of Tommy? While I grab my pencil and all that fun stuff. Got my ruler.
No Flutter said, cool, now people can see it better. Zentho said, looks good. And Jesse says, yes, better.
Awesome. I'll just grab my erasers and such. Yeah. So I decided I'm gonna always have him kind of squinting, and just always have his little ponytail hanging out, no matter what. And the vest that I always have him wearing, I don't know if you can see it, might be off camera. It's actually the one that I had him buried or cremated in, but it was my favorite of all his vests and such. this up a bit while I'm talking. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was kind of hard actually to get this situated, you know. But it was good.
Zenthno said, "Cute design, I like it." No Flutter said, "I love it." And then Justin said, "Tommy looks like Short Round from the movie Hook."
That's kind of funny. So yeah, so I was figuring all this out. And then of course you can't have a Tommy without a Sammy. And there, well, there's Ghost Tommy. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm. You're good.
All right. These lines are kind of light. So I figured, so Ghost Tommy is going to be like from here up, like regular Tommy, but from here down he's going to have a Casper tail. And it's going to vary in size, I think. I think that'll be funny. And then I did me, and I drew Tommy like about four years ago now. I drew him a little comic with me, and I looked like this, and so I redrew it. But then I realized that I don't really look like that much anymore, so I went ahead and did Viking Sammy, which is what I call my hairstyle now. So there's Viking Sammy. I like that I'm all boobs and hips, because that's pretty much what Tommy said I was, all boobs and hips.
It reminds me of the older designs for halflings for D&D.
Yeah, had the Hobbit legs. Yeah. Like from here up, I have a normal torso, and then like my little stubby legs, which I think is kind of accurate to me as a person.
Hope I pronounced this correctly. Fatality.
Hey.
It said Zoom is better, and great character design of him. And No Flutter says, "I feel like he could be made into a Muppet with this design."
Yeah. I can see that. I could easily see that. Yep. So I thought today that I would draw up, color comps, and just kind of continue to play with this, because my goal is to really start consistently like drawing on this every week, and during the shows and whatnot. I think it's pretty good. But, yeah. Again, with the round nose, the ball nose, the 4 fingers. So what do you guys think? You like him? Like to see Adventures of Cartoon Tommy and Sam?
I imagine it'd be funny seeing a moment of where God is giving Tommy the tour of heaven, and he's getting all serious and like pointing out all this stuff. And Tommy's sitting there playing with the wisp of his tail.
Yeah, like
tail.
a dog.
And he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Nothing. I'm paying attention. I promise."
He's like making it into shit. Trying to pick up things
he's like, "Can
with
I paint
it.
with this?"
He's trying to pick up things with it. Yeah, so this came to me at like between 3 and 5 a.m. this morning.
No Flutter says, "I think it's an excellent idea, and I missed this previously, but Jesse said, ask Sammy if we can talk about the Batman before you post him."
The Batman.
I think she meant the one that was, in here.
That's a dude. Jesse's a dude. This Batman? Now, these guys, because they are the last really kind of sketches and stuff like that, they're going for, I'm putting them up for about 200. Because these are really the last originals that I'm going to move for a while. And probably the last Batman that'll be up. So these guys are each going to go for 200 a piece.
Jesse said, "I look forward to seeing the adventures of Ghost Tommy and Sammy." And he said, "Yes, and that is the Batman." So, yeah.
Okay. What? Okay. All right. So let me grab a sheet of Bristol from that pad. Yeah. Thanks. So, let me grab a sheet of Bristol here real quick. Let me take off this here. And I'm actually drawing in a Strathmore sketchbook. Watch, I rip it and it tears in half. Alright, that works. Got that? Thank you. Alright. Are we still good and zoomed in and all that fun stuff?
Yeah.
I'm going to put these. Let's do Tommy first. Put him up there for now, so I can see him. Where's my blue tape? Blue tape. So I watched Future Man, which was freaking hilarious. I was quite taken back by how funny that was.
Yeah, you weren't kidding for how when you said it's pretty crude.
It can
gets
be
really crude.
Yeah, it is not for the faint of heart. It's almost in some respects it's crude on the level of Deadpool, but in some instances it's almost a little worse because it's more gross crude.
Yeah.
But hilarious nonetheless. Alright, ruler. Alright. Has anyone else seen it? It's on Hulu with Josh Hutcherson. Yeah. And if anybody cares, I'm drawing with a Blackwing Palomino pen. Sold. If anybody gives a crap.
I care, Sam.
No, you don't.
As a student of Tommy Castillo Studios, I care.
That's where it is. Alright, so he's got an oblong head. So I don't know why with cartoons, like doing cartoony people, I always have to start with the head. I don't really know why. But I always start with the head. And he's got kind of like this weird bottom heavy lima bean body that I gave him. He'll be mad. He's like, you gave me a big gut. I'm like, have you seen yourself, honey? I love you. Why'd you make me look so fat?
Ghost Tommy breaks the fourth wall. It's like, really?
Really?
He's like pointing at himself, this is what you made me into?
Like, you gonna give me a six-pack after death? What the fuck?
Have that be a bit to where God's like, what are you doing? And it shows Tommy and he's like in front of a mirror, shaping himself. He's like, now that after death, you can do whatever you want.
Six-pack Tommy. He really, he really doesn't have much of a neck. Like, even in real life, he didn't have much of a neck. So I don't ever draw a neck. It's like the chin balances on top of the body structure. It's really what it is. And it's all about the shapes. I don't know why I drew this line because I'm not even going to be near it, but whatever. So I'm debating on which version of me I should use, whether I should use modern version of me or old before Tommy got sick me. Not that I have a problem. I could probably use both, but. What do you guys think? Can they see, can you, is this clear?
Yeah, you're good.
Alright, and then I've got. Let's see here. I feel like I'm drawing Da Vinci's anatomy guy. You know, it's like 8 different.
In Tommy form.
In cartoon Tommy form. The hard part is getting the proportions down correctly, you know, so he's a consistent character.
Mm-hmm.
That's the interesting part with everything. Because I got to get used to drawing him. So doing these little, you know, these little drawings are good. And I got to measure his heads, which I did not do, but that's all right. He's got jeans. Is my head in the way?
No, you're good.
So I actually am doing the cartoony stuff because Tommy really loved my cartoony stuff. So I decided to do it in the style in which he really loved that I did, which is kind of like this weird Sammy cartoony style is what he called it. And I'm kind of just recreating my sketch right here, just a little bit more refined, less scribbly, because now I kind of know what's going on. Anybody chit-chatting out there in TV land?
No, it's pretty quiet. We're all in awe, seeing what comes next.
I highly doubt that.
This is our adventures into the world of Ghost Tommy and Sammy.
Right? I doubt that. I seriously doubt that. But anyway, before I forget, so if you want to do cartoony characters, I recommend picking up this book, Cartoon Animation by Preston Blair, who was a Disney animator. Yeah, he was on, let's see here, blah, 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 blah. Designed and animated The Hippos and Dance of the Hours. Animated Mickey Mouse and the Sorcerer's Apprentice and both Fantasia, parts of Pinocchio, Bambi. And then directed Barney Bear Shorts, Red Hot Riding Hood with Tex Avery, Flintstones, all sorts of awesome stuff. So he pretty much was one of the forerunners that created the industry. And so this is a really awesome book to kind of show you body structures, body types. So in order to kind of get a better idea of what I wanted to do with Tommy, the cartoon wise, I actually reread this book, and you can see this, if you recognize this guy, because I redrew him. Yeah, this is an awesome book, and even if you're not looking to animate, it's amazing in terms of sequentials and movement, to teach movement and stretching and pushing and pulling, you know, to make it seem like something is bouncing. Same thing with people.
Justin said, gotta go, see you next time.
See ya. That was short. So yeah, this is a really awesome book. Again, it's Cartoon Animation by Preston Blair. And Connor, I'll have Connor put in the ISBN number and type it out for you while I'm drawing the Tommy.
Quick question. What
Quick
was
answer.
that one movie you made me watch? The one where the guy dies and goes to heaven? And he meets, I think, Meryl Streep.
Defending Your Life.
I can imagine you should have a bit in the comic to where
that was one of
God's,
Tommy's
where, like,
favorite
he's like,
movies.
here's your uniform for heaven, and he's like, I'm not wearing that.
Yeah.
And it's that uniform.
Yeah. Yeah. There's going to be a lot. Tommy, I always had a lot of favorite kind of God type movies, and he always.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. And he always spoke about it a lot. Like, if he met God, he'd paint him something, you know, or something like that. So, you know, I kind of, this is my wishful thinking that he finally has all the answers that he wanted. But don't tell him I'm still drinking energy drinks. All right. So let's see here. I'm still getting used to drawing him, so let's. His shirt collar comes up and actually takes up the space of his neck, which is why I don't draw a neck. And then he's got the big Windsor tie. The double Windsor knot. Yeah, there you go. And it's always crooked. Always crooked. In every picture, Tommy has a tie. It's always off to the side. Always. So I always draw the tie crooked. It drives me fucking nuts, but I think it's kind of funny. And then those are the sleeves of his vest. And then we've got this. And then a lot of repeating shapes. So like the diamond, the diamond, the diamond, the square, the diamond. A lot of repeating shapes.
Poodle Mama says hi there.
Hi. Long time no see, lady. We're gonna have pockets on him, I think. I don't know if his vest had pockets. I'd go look, but it's a pile of ash. Well, I'll add pockets. He always had stuff in his pockets. So. Pockets. And we've got his goatee. I'm doing that goatee, not that one. That one's a little too long, so we're shortening it. So it's like that. It's kind of U-shaped, isn't it? There we go. Could you grab me the electrical eraser, the battery operated eraser in the book bag? Front pouch that's open. Yeah, awesome. So what do you guys think so far? It's good, right? So the vest kind of follows the belly a bit, but doesn't make the whole belly. And I like Tommy's belly, so I'm including it in there. And then you always have to have the little tie right there, the little bit of tie, because his ties were always way too long because he was so short. So he's had this little bit of tie sticking out of the bottom.
Poodle Mama says, I'm a little out of the loop, so who are the characters in your Tommy strip besides Tommy?
It's actually going to be me and Tommy. So here, I'll recap since you just came in. So here's Tommy, if you can see that. And then there I am. Now there are other characters aside from me and Tommy. We're just doing the main two today, and I'll let you guys see that a little bit. And there's Ghost Tommy. Now the idea behind it, which I'll go over as I'm drawing, is it's the adventures of Tommy and Sammy. So it's, you know, probably silly shit that we did when he was alive, plus, you know, just fun things that I decide that we're going to do together that maybe we never in real life did. But it's going to be a little Sunday morning cartoon strip style. So everybody's super cartoony. And in reality, it's going to be about Tommy's adventures in the afterlife. So he wants to get, you know, he wants to paint the sky, so to speak. So, so they, you know, you can't just jump into painting the sky because that's like the big show. That's like the big thing everybody wants, to paint the sky. So you have to earn that, and you have to go through training. So St. Pete is going to be bringing Tommy around and putting him in different departments. So one department's going to be the fauna department, and that's making animals. And because you're an artist, when you pass, you get put into this department to help create new animals, things like that. So Pete sends Tommy into the fauna department, and he says, you know, try it out, create an animal, whatever you want. So Tommy puts together, and this is going to be one of the first strips, Tommy puts together like a goat with like a giant scorpion tail and a tarantula head. And he calls it the Scortigopicon. And Pete's, you know, St. Pete is like, what are you doing? And Tommy's like, look, I made this. It's the Scortigopicon. And it's just utterly terrifying. And he's like, you can't do that. And Tommy's like, why not? Because you're mixing like 3 different types of species. You can't have an arachnid with a mammal with an insect. He's like, well, you didn't say I couldn't, so ha. And then you know, then Tommy, through trial and error, you know, a couple different trials and errors, like bringing back T-Rexes but with lasers instead, and things like that, he's going to get kicked out of fauna. Is somebody talking? Okay, he's going to get kicked out of fauna, the fauna department. Mostly because I think I'm going to have one of the other, like, John or something like that be is getting, like, attacked by the Scortigopicon, like, in the background, no matter what, it's still running around. And so, then I'm going to have, then he's going to go into fauna. And Pete is going to be like, all right, you know, let's just, you know what, I got approval. We're going to just move you right up into flora. You're going to paint inspirational landscapes. You can't hurt anybody with these. So there you go. And Tommy is going to get super excited and say, ooh, can I work with Bob Ross? Like, oh, I want to paint landscapes with Bob Ross.
I want to make happy accidents.
Let's make happy accidents. And Bob Ross, Pete just looks at Tommy real serious, and he's like, Bob's not here. We don't talk about it. And that's it. Like, that's all you hear about it. It's just going to be hilarious. So Tommy, of course, does, like, the Mountains of Madness with Cthulhu coming down out of the sky. Ta-da! St. Pete's like, what is this? And Tommy goes, well, I made a landscape. See, it's inspirational. And Pete goes, what are you inspiring? Tommy goes, fear? Insanity? Any of those would work. So he gets, of course, again, kicked out of Flora and gets put into the sky department. And he's allowed to paint 1 cloud a day. And he has to, like, work his way up and train under different artists, like artist masters, on how to form and paint clouds. So his first one is Mondrian. He trains with Mondrian. It's just a big white square with a black outline. And then you go to, like, Picasso and Dali. Dali's is, like, just melting goop. Or it's just a melted clock. And Tommy's like, that's not a cloud. So he finally, like, will work his way up to painting an actual cloud. You know, making 1 cloud a day. And you get to, you know, one of my first ones I think I want to do in that scene is you'll see, like, me standing there, you know, looking at this cloud that's clearly a T-Rex, and I'm considering it like this. The next one I'm like this. And Tommy is Ghost Tommy, you know, with his little Casper tail behind it, you know, sleeves rolled up, all happy. And then the next one will be, you know, like, you know, it's not a bad dachshund, Tommy. I know you've only been up there for a little while, and you got to learn a new medium, but it's not a bad dachshund. And Tommy's like, what are you talking about? It's a T-Rex. So the adventures of Tommy and Sammy are actually going to be the adventures of Tommy in the afterlife, with Sammy inserted when it's funny. And my hair is going to change color no matter what. It doesn't matter. So I'll do strips, you know, like on the Sunday morning cartoon. And you know how they continue on? Mm-hmm. Well, every strip, my hair color will be different. It doesn't matter if the story is the same or different. Like if the story continues, like every 4, you know, segments of panels, it's going to be a different color.
It'll be the same with Tommy's hat.
And Tommy's hat changes. Yeah, Tommy's hat's going to change too. So.
Poodle Mama said, "No, Tommy kicked out of Fauna. How could it be?"
Yeah, right. And his dachshund his dachshund Oscar, I never met, but was passed before I met Tommy. So Oscar's going to be up there, and he's going to change. You know, Tommy's going to use Oscar as like the like Sherlock Holmes did with Watson's dog. You know, even in the books, he like experimented on Watson's dog. So he's gonna like try and do crazy shit to Oscar, like turn him into a T-Rex. And they were like, but he's colored like Oscar. He's just a T-Rex. And I think my favorite thing that I've decided to do is Tommy's favorite interpretation of God was from the John Denver, George Burns movie, Oh God. And that was his favorite interpretation of God. So what I decided to do was I am actually going to put God in here. And he is actually going to look exactly like George Burns from Oh God. And, you know, I think that'd be really funny. You know, God, you know, Tommy's going to be God's, like, you know, problem child, where Tommy's always getting into trouble. And in order to get that joke, every time God comes into into frame or into the scene, Tommy is going to go, "Oh God. Oh God. Oh God." You know, like just always, "Oh God," you know, the name of the movie. And so it'll be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And you know, I don't know. He always talked a lot about I smell chocolate. He always talked a lot about, you know, the afterlife and what comes after and all that other stuff. And he always, I think, speculated on what it would be like to meet God if there was a God, you know. And so I think this is my wishful thinking of what's going on in the afterlife. Is Tommy causing a shitload of trouble for them instead of me finally? But yeah, just silly Tommy hijinks, I think. And it's gonna be a lot of fun, you know, and it kind of helps me with, you know, dealing with all this crap. So that's Tommy with his sleeves rolled up.
I could imagine a bit to where Pete walks up to God and he's like, "Have you seen Castillo today?" And God's like, "Yeah, I saw him in the fauna section."
Again.
And then Pete's like walking up to it and the door has like yellow tape over it and it says "Do not enter." And Tommy has one of the Angel's halos and he's throwing it, playing fetch with the
Scortagopicon. You like that? I think the Scortagopicon is my favorite, really. It's just so silly. I gotta sit down and draw it. Maybe we'll do it tonight.
Ronnie Ramos comic book art says,
"Hey, Ronnie.
I'm watching you, Sammy." And then Jesse says, "That is a great movie. George Burns as God was funny."
Yeah, the first one was amazing, you know, and like I said, you know, Tommy always, you know, always spoke about God and angels, you know, and I kind of just hope that he found his answers, you know, like I hope he was able to, you know, I don't know. I hope it, you know, I hope he got what he wanted, if that makes sense. I'm drawing Tommy, Rodney. Tommy had like barely their eyebrows. Like they were like all super wispy. There we go. And little ears. Another little ear here. Can we see? Where's my head in the way?
Are you good?
I'm good? Okay.
Yep.
Trying to keep my head out of the way here.
Rodney asked, "Where's Tommy's hat?"
I'm working on it. I gotta go up. There's Tommy's hat. Can you see this? Or no?
It's off to the side.
Oh, it's off the camera?
Yeah.
Here, we'll do this. How about that? Can we see any of
I'm
these?
gonna go down a bit. I'll just zoom out a bit more.
Well, no, leave it zoomed in.
Okay.
But here, I'll show you, Rodney. There you go. That's my Tommy design. And then there's my Sammy design. Because you can't have a Tommy without a Sammy. Can you see all of it?
Mm.
And then that's Ghost Tommy. So Tommy with legs is actually Afterlife Tommy. And then Tommy with the ghost tail is Tommy in the real world. So it's opposite of what you might think. Yeah, but it makes sense. Like, why would you have a ghost tail if you're in the afterlife? Like, I would just walk around. So I'm actually working on some color comps tonight, you know, and kind of introducing it all. And let's see here.
I can envision a bit to where it's on Earth and it's you, and you're just sitting there on the couch, and Tommy is a ghost now, is just phasing in and out of walls, and he's like, "This is so cool." Bless you. Bless you.
Ugh. Of course, Tommy had to have like the world's hardest hat to fucking draw. That's alright.
And Rodney said, "Ah, that's cool."
Yeah. Luckily, I have lots of reference of Tommy and hats that I'm just looking up there. I always sucked at drawing hats, and now I have to fucking draw a hat constantly on Tommy. But that's okay. He's worth it. And then hair. I'm doing the non-mohawk Tommy. Like the non-mohawk hair. Because I think that's what everybody remembers. With the long ponytail. And it's always just going to stick out of the side haphazardly. Like out of one side or another. Like that. So I have to admit that when I first this makes me happy, that when I first drew out Tommy, I finished him, it was like, I don't know, 4:30 in the morning, like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I drew him, and then I stopped and I really looked at him. And then I started just fucking crying my eyes out because it just embodied him completely, you know. I don't know the exact time. I'd have to ask Kick-Ass. He was on the phone with me. Yeah. What do you think, Rodney? Okay, hold on. He had this, like, upturn to his smile. Okay. Like, the corner's upturned. There it is. This makes me happy. You see it? Mm-hmm. Nice. And yeah, so I'm gonna have his hat change like my hair. And I think they're gonna match. I think that'd be funny if they matched. You know? Because we were always unintentionally matchy-match. You know?
Rodney said, loved it.
And these
you
are...
have the sandals.
Yeah, I'm adding the sandals. These are actually... He had the... Well, as all of you know if you've seen Tommy. He had these, like, sneaker sandals that he always wore. So... He's always wearing these to me, in my brain, he always looks like that. If they can, they probably can't see that, but he always looks like that. Sneaker sandals.
Oh, you have a bit to where JC's like, man, I really like those sandals.
Oh, that reminds me. That's right. So he's gonna have a best friend named JC who looks like a hippie, and he's got a rainbow tie-dyed shirt with a big smiley face on it, and cut off 1970s shorts, jean shorts. With sandals, like double-strapped sandals, open-toed. And looks like a complete hippie. And he walks around with a goblet all the time. And every time he's like, you want some wine? And the first time he's like, you want some wine? Tommy's like, no, I'm sorry, I don't drink, I'm a diabetic. And JC, like the next panel, he's like, I'm sorry, I meant water. You want some water? Are you hungry? I got plenty of fish and bread in the back. It's no problem.
I just envision him looking like the dude from the Big Lebowski.
No, more skinny.
More skinny though.
More skinny, yeah. I'm gonna have to sit down and I actually should write out the cast of characters as I keep talking about them.
Poodle Mama says, I'm looking forward to the first publication. I think to Ghost Tommy and Sammy will have some great adventures. And then Rodney follows up with, you'll have to make up a new similar Kermit companion for your Tommy and Sammy characters.
Well, the Kermit character is gonna be Oscar. Like, the sidekick animal character is gonna be Oscar. And Oscar talks a lot. I don't, like, because he always has the dogs talking, like, think bubble talking. So I think if it's in the afterlife, I think Oscar's just gonna talk and be like, dude, what are you doing? Why am I a T-Rex today? I woke up and this is what I look like. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Can I have that? Where's the Post-its? There's Post-its right behind the computer. Nope. There's a pad of Post-its. They were right there. They were like orange or something. No?
Nope.
Weird. Did we move them?
I just go grab you a new pad.
Just
There's like a bunch of them in the print shop.
whatever. Yeah, so, this, I think, is going to be a lot of fun. And, it's just something that helps me work through the emotional crap. Yeah. And I do not know what anybody is saying, so I will have to wait until Connor comes back. There we go. Oh, thank you. Okay, so, we've got Tommy. Sammy, and Oscar, and that one's done and that's done, and then we've got JC, and God, and St. Pete, and
Poodle Mama says, it's fun to see you so exuberant about this project.
Yeah, it is. It's, it's been pretty friggin' stressful the last couple weeks, I, medical debt with just hemorrhaging money, and so it's a very lean year for me, and I don't know, I just kind of feel like if I get this done, if I get this out, it'll be out, you know what I mean, like this is where I need to start. Let's see, what else? Who else did we say? John? Oh, the Scortagopicon. Scort. S-C-O-R. Scort. Scorpagopicon or Scortagopicon? I like the Scortagopicon.
Squirt.
Scort with a K. Okay. SCORT. Goat. We're gonna switch those letters. Scorta. Goat. Con. There. I don't. And none of that actually makes sense because Tommy would not know how to spell either of those words. Go to con. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I need John. Let's see here. Those are our cast of characters so far. Yeah, that's good. It's good stuff. All right. Next up is Sammy, who is all boobs and hips. So what version do you guys think I should do? Should I do modern day Sammy, or long-haired hippie Sammy, as I call it? Viking Sammy or regular Sammy? I kind of like Viking Sammy, because that's what I look like now.
Yeah.
Weigh in, folks. Ghost Tom. This cracks me up. I'm gonna get a drink.
Poodle Mama says, "Don't lose the post-it," and she adds, "Boobs, hips, and brains."
Boobs, hips, and brains. Yep. I have 2 of the 3 of those things. That was a joke. Okay. Well, the body is basically the same, so I'm going to start, and then we'll go from there. And we actually kind of have to be the same size, so let's make me roughly the same size as Tommy. We's hobbitses.
Rodney says, "A combo of both."
A combo of both. I can do that. Yeah. Hold this, Tommy. Good job. Yeah, so another thing that's exciting that I talked about on my video that a couple shows already have jumped on board is the Castillo drink and draw. I'm really excited about that. Oh, that's too close. I did it in Lebanon, which was a lot of fun. Lebanon Comic-Con. A little mom and pop kind of show. A couple hundred people. Nothing fancy, but it was a lot of fun. And those shows are good because you get to talk to people a little bit more. And just have more individual interaction. Any hoozles. Let's see here. Eyeballs. Nose. Sammy mouth. Alright. For me, I don't really have I don't really have like a body mass type. I don't know why, but most of my torso is boob anyway, so I just kind of go with it.
Poodle Mama said that she had to step away for a few minutes. She has a friend bringing her food.
Awesome.
Just add that. And then my mom said,
"Hi, Mom.
You should do Viking Sammy because that's who you are now."
I agree.
It'd be funny if you had a bit to where, like, Tommy is going to greet God, and God's like, "There's something different about you." And Tommy's like, "No, there isn't." He's like, "Yeah, I think there's something." He's like, "No, I trust me. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing different about me." And he's like, "I know what it is." and then Tommy just shrinks like 3 inches.
Yeah.
He's like, that's what was wrong. He's like, come on, man. I just wanted to be somewhat tall for once.
Want to try it, man. Yeah. The cool thing is that there's just so much you can do with it. You know, because it's, you know, it's the afterlife. Like, the limit of my it's not even, here's the thing though, it's not even the limit of my imagination, it's the limit of Tommy's imagination. Because some of these ideas that I have, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm funny, but I'm not that funny. Because I have super weird proportions on my character.
Rodney says, Misty and Lauren from Lebanon Comic Con, or the comic show, are awesome.
Yeah, they are. You went out last year. I'm going to be doing, I'll be doing this, their Springfield show is on my birthday. So for the first time in 8 years, I'm actually doing a show on my birthday. But I like them. I told them that they can have me for my birthday.
Birthday.
Why are you all red?
Because it's hot.
Put the fan on. Not that little guy. I mean, get one of the, get the little yellow fan and blow it in here. But I decided that I pushed up. I was going to go to Australia for my birthday, but instead, actually, I'm going to go a month early. So I'll be going in August because everybody now wants to have a show in September. And that's great and all, but, you know, I wanted to, yeah. Torso shorter than that. Why, Tommy, do you have such stubby little legs? There we go. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be doing their show, their Springfield show, in September 15th and 16th. Then right after that is Kansas City Comic Con, which I am going to be doing. And so I'm going to do another back-to-back-to-backy kind of thing. And yeah, so there you go. Is that better? Mm-hmm. Feel better?
Yep.
Well, all the lights again, and there's no, that fan used to circulate, but there's no fan there anymore.
Also being right.
Yeah, that computer gets pretty hot running everything.
Rodney asked, Springfield show, when is that?
September 16th and 17th. So with me, because my body is so weird, and by weird I mean it's not just a big lima bean with legs, I have to actually kind of plan my character, like what my character is going to do. But I like having the short, stubby little legs. It makes me laugh. I took longer to do than Tommy because I actually had like a bunch of different kind of designs that I wanted to do for me. Like I didn't really know how I wanted to attack my hobbitness, and it just turns out that I should just draw really short legs, and that's pretty much what happened.
Rodney said, that's right around when I go to the...
Avalez show?
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't really afford to do Avalez. Not if I want to go to Australia for my 35th birthday. I don't think I've ever drawn my arms long. Like, long, I mean straight. Don't mind the blither blather coming out of my mouth. I don't sleep very much, and I've been up. I only got like 4 hours sleep last night, so. Yeah, so I've actually got a whole bunch of shows planned for next year. I went through the list. I am official for AwesomeCon this year. I am officially a guest at AwesomeCon. That was confirmed today, which is great because I like Ben and Chris and all them. So that's going to be March 29th through the 31st. No, 30th, March 30th through April 1st.
Rodney asks, what are your dates for going over to Australia and how long will you be there for?
August. Oop. Come on. August 9th through the 26th is the plan. So it's almost 3 weeks. My friend Jordan's birthday is the 24th. So we're going to celebrate our birthdays together. And then I was originally going to leave on the 25th. So I was there for like a little over 2 weeks. But I'm not getting on a plane after binge drinking with him. So I moved it out a day. So pretty much what's going to happen that month, which is going to suck, is I do Gen Con. And then I get home on the 6th from Gen Con. We get home on the 6th from Gen Con. 7th, 8th, 9th, I go to Australia. And then I'm in Australia until the 26th. So I'll get home 26th, 27th. And then 28th, 29th, 30th, we have to be at Dragon Con. So basically, like, I'm going to get home, and then I'm going to throw my shit in a bag, and then I'm going to jump on a plane for 3 weeks, and then I'm going to come home, and then throw my shit in a bag, and then... In a different bag, and then I'll be gone... I'll be at Dragon Con, and then I'll get home from Dragon Con. Excuse me. Tuesday. We'll get home on Tuesday from Dragon Con. And then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days home before I go to Springfield. And then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 days in Kansas City. And then we'll get home, and then we'll have Baltimore Comic-Con right after that. So in September, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 shows. So I'm going to put out a list. Some of them are not confirmed. I'm still talking with people, promoters and stuff like that. So, but so far I have like 18 shows booked. My end of this year, beginning of next is super slow. So I'm trying to supplement my income through you know, doing the Twitch stuff. You know how it goes, Rodney. But yeah, so I'm going to be opening my Patreon. And I think my like, you'll be able to get prints of the comic strips if you want to. Or even digital downloads of the comic strip, I think. You know? I think it'll be a lot of fun. Do we like my Hobbit legs? They're my favorite part. I don't know why.
Your early D&D halfling.
I'll take a picture of it and send it to Larry. Be like, what do you think, Larry? Think this is Hobbit enough for you?
Rodney asked, is Baltimore a good show for you?
It's alright. It used to be a good show, but just like everyone else, the shows have been down the last couple weeks, or the last year or two, from what I've been, you know, told and experienced. I honestly thought it was because of Tommy's passing that I was down, but I was pretty much down. Everybody was down across the board, you know, and it's just that the market's flooded, you know that. You know, it's just, there's so many friggin' shows that, you know, you don't need to travel anymore to get to them, because you've got like 8 of them in your backyard. So why should people even bother to come to this show or that show when they have like a little mom and pop show right there? You know? It sucks. But that's the way it is. Sorry, I'm still learning my character designs. So I'm like, how is this working? But the hard part is, you know, I gotta be home long enough to make new product, since our product has been around for so long because he was ill, that I'm losing money because the product's been around for a while, so I have to make new product. And I have to kind of rebrand everything, which is not the easiest thing in the world. But this is one of the reasons why I'm doing the Twitch and stuff like that, to rebrand. You know, not only put me out there, but rebrand the studio. I did a really good interview today with NearyBlackRainbow.com. He's a good friend of mine that's did a new is opening or started a new online bloggy website, and I did a good interview with him. They basically call themselves like the Rolling Stone for nerds. Oh, it's the fan, that's what it is. What should we have me wearing? I mean, clothes, I would imagine.
Zethno said that paper does not want to stay up.
No, it's because Connor's got the fan on and it's hitting the table and moving across this way, so it's just knocking my shit over. It's alright. Now we have naked Sam. Anybody want to know what I look like naked? Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright.
Just a dwarf. Clothes come off, I shrink like a whole 2 feet and just dwarf.
Alright, we'll put me in some flats, because I'm always wearing flats. In reality, I always wear those exercise pants. So we'll put me in some exercise pants. Well, that doesn't make sense because Tommy's all super dressed up-ish, and I don't want to be in fucking sweatpants, so... I didn't like it when it happened in real life. Why would I like it on paper? So we'll 1940s Sam. We'll do 1940s high-waisted Sam. I think my favorite part about like drawing me like this, and it's so stupid, but I don't know, the boobs. It's the boobs. I always had a really high waisted belt. Mostly because I didn't have a waist. So it made me look like I had one. You've seen that me wear that outfit.
Looks like you're wearing the Barbie jumper.
It'll be 2 different colors, I promise.
Next thing you know, Tommy's gonna be wearing an ascot.
And no, it's called a dickie. I'll be wearing a dickie.
Rodney says you're an android naked in that drawing.
I did an animation. Like I was taking a picture of, like, the lighting was really cool because it was coming in while I was doing my makeup for the interview,
Mm-hmm.
and it was coming in all super film noir. Here, I'll show you. It's fucking crazy. And I took like a bunch of like I held it down like a shutter.
Yeah.
And it took like 30 shots, but then Google animated it, and I look like a fucking Terminator. Let's see if I can find it.
Star Treasure Fit says, "Hey Sammy, it's Tracy.
Hi Tracy.
So glad to see you on Twitch again. This comic you're doing will be epic."
I hope so. I gotta find it. Hold on. Photos? I don't know where it is. I'll have to show it to you. Because it's not popping up. Download it maybe? Nope. Found a really old photo of me and Tommy. My second show ever with him. I don't know what he's holding up. When I had red hair. Look at that. In my youth. That's who he fell in love with. Idiot. Yeah, I'm not finding it. I'll show you after. Yeah, so. There you go. Stop it. Okay. Now, we got tattoos to take care of here. We got a pirate tattoo right here. A little circly tattoo, and then my little flowers. And my flowers are totally not going to be consistent at all. They're just going to, like, however I draw them on there is how I draw them on there. Like, I'm not going to follow a pattern or nothing. Just so I might have new ones. I might have, you know, there might be more than one. Like, you don't know.
Like every other tattoo kind of has this fitting cartoon style, but the Cthulhu is exactly the same.
Yeah.
The finest detail. And Tommy's like, whoa, that's awesome. Who did that? And you're like, Dan. And you even draw a cartoon version of Dan. He's just like...
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
And then right behind him, there's like the little shark.
My tattoo artist that smiles like this. Which he doesn't, actually. He actually... I got him to laugh quite a bit, actually. He was like a little kid talking to me. It was hilarious. Although the owner of the shop, I just was relentless against Dan. It was funny. Right? Just... I made a joke to Dan about how I'm one of those friends you can only take in small doses. And he said, yeah, pretty much. And I went, well, I guess I walked into that one. Gotta put the 2 necklaces. There we go. Ta-da! I need a shadow. Together again. Together again. We share one shadow. Which makes no sense, but we're sharing a shadow. This makes me happy. Alright. Who should we draw next?
I just make up a fake person in the chat. I'm like, this person says to do the Scortigopicon.
The Scortigopicon. I don't know how that would work. I'd have to, like, sit down and
bust out the references.
I would have to figure out how that... Well, I think that, like, it's going to have, like, a tarantula head on it. And it's not even going to be, like... It's going to kind of look like it's just stuck together, I think would be really funny. Like, it doesn't make sense, but there it is.
That little strip starts with, they're like, okay, you make any animal you want, you can't mess, and they're thinking he can't mess this up, and you see Tommy like ripping off a piece of duct tape, and he's like, let's do this.
Yeah, it's all duct taped together. Actually, it would be electrical tape. If we're gonna blue tape
true
or
Tommy
electrical.
fashion, it's electrical tape.
That's right. It's either blue tape or electrical. All right. Well, we need an Uzi. Well, we need Oscar. We need Oscar. There's Oscar. Let's get Oscar. And Oscar is also... Give me the Strathmore cover. It's right there. Give me this. Because Uzi and Oliver are right there. That's Uzi here. Can you guys see that? This is Uzi. That's Uzi. This is Ghost Oscar. And then Oliver's right here. And then Jesus is manning the train with Kermit right there. Did you never see that?
I saw that.
Well, grab the big painting.
Where's
Grab the original painting. Yeah, it's right behind you. I'll show you. You might as well grab the original. Okay. You're going to have to zoom out probably. Alright, so we're going to take you through this. If I can... Oh, my thing. Hold on. Stop it. Knocking everything over. Okay. There. Can you see it? How much can you see? Just zoom all the way out.
No, I did. I'm trying to...
Just put everything back to 0. There you go. You're good.
Right.
And then just resize it so people can see the secondary camera. Okay. Are you guys getting glare? Can you see a lot of this?
So it's just the top corners.
Yeah.
In the glare.
How's that?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. So you've got. Are we bright, dark?
No, you're good. You can see everything.
Let me see. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got Uzi. As I put my, he would get so mad. I got makeup on there. Give me a brush. Okay. So Uzi here. This is Uzi. This is Oliver. That's Ghost Oscar. Okay. He had a farm. On his farm, he had a cat named El Gato, which was actually an American wild cat. And this is El Gato right here. Okay. These socks were when he initially injured himself as a kid on the bike, when he had the bike accident. His grandma Mary did a knitted socks for him, and they were red and white striped socks. His very first art table was fished out of a dumpster behind Pearl Arts. So this is the duct taped together art table. This is Allie, who was his ex before me. But he painted this before he even met me, so that's why she's on there. Flying Monkey. DS is Dirk Strangely, aka now known by his real name as Chris Carson. So here's the train. This is the train from Back to the Future. Okay, so you can see here is Jesus and Kermit manning the train. And the side of the train says 24601, which is Jean Valjean's prisoner number from Les Mis. You've got Peter Pumpkin Eater, Pennywise, which Tommy redid, Mask of the Red Death. These two are actually his ex-wife and his old best friend that ran away together. He's still bitter about that. Was still bitter. King Kong, a T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Obviously, you can tell what that is. Mickey Mouse, or deformed Mickey Mouse. The Tiki God. This is a Tiki God from, in the Tiki room. I had to sing it. Let's see, what else? So that's the Tiki God from that. Flying Monkey, Peter Pumpkin Eater. Random Pictures, Ghost Oscar. Teddy Scares. He would do the owners and help the owners at Teddy Scares. They do the like freaked out bears. So that's that. Hello Kitty. He designed a clock for Hello Kitty. So I don't know if you could see that, but that's the Hello Kitty. Scarecrow from Batman. This is a dragon from D&D. Alien from Mars Attacks, and that's actually about it.
Anything with the hand? With the eyeball right next to
I don't know what. I think that's just random.
And then the mouse? Is that Mickey Mouse?
No, this is Mickey Mouse. This is also just random.
Yeah.
Yeah, just filler. He liked to throw in filler like that. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's everything on this. I asked him. I was like, what's all this? And he sat down just like I'm sitting with you. And now here's the thing. The reason his glasses are green, okay? In the original, he didn't tell me this, but I know how Tommy thinks and I know I'm right. In the original Wizard of Oz, the books, okay? They had the green emerald glasses. So everything was actually white. But when you put the glasses on, everything was emerald colored. So those are the Emerald City glasses. And I still have that lamp. It's actually hanging over there. Yeah. Yep. That's the lowdown. That's the quick and dirty of I don't remember what this was. The rat, the big rat. I don't remember what that was. But I pretty much know everything else. I'll have to think on that. Because I probably know what it is. I just don't know. So there you go. There's a rundown of the one of the Strathmore covers. Cool, huh? You didn't know any of that, did you?
No.
All the covers have meanings. But I wanted to look to see how Tommy drew Oscar and Uzi. Let's put these back on. How's that? Is that okay for you guys? Are we too bright or are we good?
No, you're good.
Okay. So, I've got a picture of Oscar and Tommy. This was when he lived, I think, in Jersey. Wait, he's got a wedding ring on, so Jersey. But can you see Oscar right there?
Yep.
I never met Oscar. Oscar is a cool dog. Looks like Oliver, but with Uzi coloring. And every time I say Oscar, I think Oliver comes walking in. So we're going to draw Oscar since he's going to be his sidekick. Oh, give me this cover. I want to, oh, no, that's not. What did I do with my pencil? I lost it in my pencil. Hi, Oliver. I know, I said Oscar a couple times and you came over. Dog break. What do you think of the drawings? What do you think? Yeah? Are we zoomed back in?
Mm-hmm.
Any comments?
The previous when we were showing the piece, Tracy said, I see it, so just talking about all the stuff. And it said, cool art, very intricate.
Yeah, lots of details.
It looks like the smaller cam froze.
Let me see. Did you minimize it? Yeah, you must have minimized it. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. You can't minimize it or it freezes.
I didn't minimize it.
That's right. It probably just got minimized anyway. Are we live? Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, there we go.
There you are.
Okay.
Cool. I believe in you. Okay. So here we got Oscar. Sometimes when I say Oscar a couple times, Oliver's like, where is he? What's up? I know that guy's name. But this was his studio in the, I think it was in his trailer. And it literally is pretty much the entire picture. From what I was told. I saw the trailer, like in real life, but I never was inside because he didn't live there at the time. Sold something on eBay or Amazon. Stay. What do we got? Yep. Cool. All right. Let's do some dog. Can you do me a favor and grab that comic behind Indiana Jones that I drew? It's on the wall. See where it is on the shelf?
Yeah.
I'll draw Oscar and then we'll start coloring us in. So this was a comic I drew for Tommy and I just like how I drew the dogs. So I wanted to draw them the same. I wanted to make him a cake for his 26th anniversary of being published.
Is that a 26-layer cake?
So it's a 26-layer cake, but he's diabetic, so I couldn't actually make him a 26-layer cake, so I drew a little comic of me. Yeah. Wow, look at that cake, the sun. Silly shit. We used to draw little comics for each other for like our anniversaries and stuff. He wanted to draw this whole comic book out right before he got sick. He wanted to draw this like 12-page comic of us having adventures in like a super cartoony style, because he always wanted to do cartoony style like this, but could never do it. Like it came out evil and just nasty and like foreboding. And so he always liked my cartoony style. He was a little envious. Of all things to be envious about was this. And so he drew me like a 4-page, like a 3-page story, because his shoulder was hurting so bad he couldn't draw anymore. So it got super tight, and then it was kind of loose, and then the last page was all loosey-goosey. I'll have to show you. And I'll bring him out next time. So I, in return, drew him a happy anniversary. I did a couple of these too, but I just wanted to see how I drew the dogs. Alright. Let's get some Oscar going on here. Alright, so we're going to have Oscar. And And I'm just kind of freehanding Oscar because I don't really have any sort of idea of doing him. I'm just drawing the dog. Give him a square nose. He's got a real big long nose. Yeah, so I'll do that. Maybe we'll solidify him a little bit better later on. And he's a cartoon dog, so we can actually make him like silly long. I'll have to find more pictures of Oscar. There's our tentative Oscar right now. What do you think, Oliver? He doesn't care.
I could see it like the strip where Tommy is doing all of his crazy experiments. There's like St. Peter and another angel are walking down the hallway, and a door opens and Oscar starts walking out, but it's just, it won't stop. It's just,
He's
it's
like
just body
super long.
after body.
Oliver, what do you think? Does this look like him? Yeah? Yeah, he does. He's fine with that. Alright. Yeah. Awesome. So what do we think of our drawings? We got Tommy. And Sammy. And Oscar. O-S-C-A-R, Oscar. For now, this will be our Oscar. Give him a little dog shadow. It's important. Create separation. Alright. Now let's ink this bitch. I'm going to do kind of a classic, classic illustration kind of ink wash with ink and oh, it's all dried out. Fuck. Do I have extra? Ink and watercolor. And I'm out of ink. Okay, in my room, in my old studio, there on in the drafting table, the only drawer on the right, the little one, grab me a black out of cartridge that looks like that. Okay. And I'm gonna sit here.
Work the crowd.
Work the crowd that I can't read. Chat. Here we go. Hey, I'm connected. Someone say something. See if my phone works. See if this works on my phone. So what I'm going to be using is a Rote Ring Art pen. And it is a fountain pen which I was recharging. But it is a fountain pen. And I quite like it. I like just and it's a fine tip. So the lines are going to be pretty good. There we go. Did we get one? We sure that's black? Let's hope for the best. We're going to have some interesting colored lines going on. So it's kind of got like a fancy quill looking thing. I don't even know how much it is. Probably like $20 because it's got a good point. What?
Tracy said, well, I'll say it the way it should be said. Hey, chichika. Chichika.
Yeah. I'm a huge pen junkie. I collect them. And, I'm a huge fountain pen nut, too. So. And I don't like a constant, like the quill pens. I like them, but when I'm doing a lot of line work and I'm vertical like this and I'm talking with everyone, like I don't want to keep like dunk. But that's just what I like to use. Rodney, what do you use to ink? I mean, I'm sure you use multiple things, but what's your typical go-to? Might as well talk to the fucking inker, right?
Poodle Mama says, I'm back.
Yay! Look, I did me and Oscar in the time that you've been gone. Is Rodney still there?
He signed off.
Oh. I guess we're not talking to the inker. I know he uses brushes and he uses whatever makes the mark, really.
Poodle Mama said, looking good.
Thanks. I kind of like him with his sleeves rolled up rather than having them down. Because he always rolled his sleeves up.
Mm-hmm.
So, probably keep him with the sleeves rolled up.
Rodney said, Speedball Super Black Ink. He says, I'm listening, so I guess his name wasn't popping up in the viewer list.
Oh. Well, like, do you use, like, a...
He said, Quill Nibs.
Quill Nibs. Have you ever tried one of these rote ring art pens?
And brushes.
Yeah, of course, brushes.
And Poodle Mama said, keep it real, Sammy.
I do my best, Poodle Mama. I do my best. Sometimes it is easier said than done. But I do my best.
Rodney said, there's a delay on these messages.
Yes, 30 seconds. Just makes me laugh looking at him. Like, just looking at it. Just makes me giggle. Yeah. Once upon a time, he had thick black hair. Before I met him. So we'll give him his... He always talked about his thick black hair, so we'll give him his thick black hair. At least on the sideburns. So I'm about to make a bunch of stuff to throw up on my Etsy account. From like origami paper boxes to kinzashi, which are the Japanese cloth flowers, to bags, to whatever comes out of my brain over the next couple weeks. What would you guys like me to put up there? You guys have anything in particular you want me to make?
Separate from what you just said, Rodney said, I remember that trailer that Tommy lived in New Jersey.
Yeah. Right here, yeah. That's a tiny little thing. Yeah, he showed it to me one time. When we were in Jersey, we were visiting his high school art teacher, and he showed it to me. And we were visiting his brother Bobby in Jersey too, at the time, and it was really effing tiny, like super small, you know. Ta-da! We gotta... What?
He just looks Asian. Like Asian Tommy.
Have you seen Tommy in all his pictures when he smiles?
Yeah, I see the same thing when I look in the mirror.
He just... That's just the way it is, man. Don't be hating. I gotta get rid of some of this in the beard so I can color it properly.
Rodney said he needed to get out of there. It wasn't a good place for him.
No, it really wasn't. He moved to PA after that. Pennsylvania. With, what's her face? Linda? I think that was the Linda time period. For those of you who want to know who Linda is, look at the poison ivy that I just painted. And that's Linda. A lot of people, like, they're like, oh, are you okay with that? And I'm like, sure, why wouldn't I be okay with that? Like, he was allowed to have a life before he met me, you know? He cared about these women before he met me, so, you know, like, it doesn't make any sense for me to be jealous and upset about it.
You're the one making profit.
Yeah, I'm profiting off of their likenesses for the rest of my life. I am okay with that. I won.
Rodney said Pennsylvania, the haunted farmhouse.
The haunted farmhouse, yep. Yep. Haunted farmhouse. I saw that too. I didn't go inside, but I saw it. It was for rent when we went over there again. But he told me all about it. It's interesting because I heard all of the stories. Every story Tommy ever had. but I heard them truthfully and honestly, not completely embellished like he often did, to make it more grandiose. But it's funny because somebody came up to me in Baltimore and was like, was it true that Tommy painted a dragon on a pizza lid box to get laid? And I was like, yep, Playboy Playmate. And then I told the story exactly the way Tommy told me, like the whole story of what happened. And I had those guys enraptured just as he did. So I was like, well, it's good to know that my husband's tales of getting laid transcend his memory.
Poodle Mama said, Tommy won when he found you, Sammy.
Yes, he did. Yeah, and he would be the first to say it. And he often did say it.
And Rodney says, only women had wired dreams sleeping on the living room couch there.
Weird.
Well, it's spelled wired. So weird.
Yeah, but it's Rodney. Yeah, they did. And they were all women that did not they didn't know each other, and they had a dream that the floor in the farmhouse, because it was a slated, like an old the farmhouse Rodney's talking about is on in Easton, Pennsylvania, and it used in in the Civil War, it was used by the Union as like a hospice medical thing. And Tommy's side of the house, because they split the house in half, Tommy's side of the house was a hospice. So it was basically where they put the guys to pass away. And the women would have this dream that there was the wooden floor had like for lack of a better way to say it, like almost alchemist type of a design.
Runes, yeah.
But then it had these runes. But the thing was that the runes were burning, and like they were burnt through the floor, so you could see fire underneath the floor through the runes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And three women that did not know each other had this same exact dream, and they remember they woke up terrified, of course. Wayne actually Primo actually slept on the couch to try and have the dream. He slept on the couch for days, and he never had the dream. But it was only women. Only women had that dream.
I'll take note of it, Rodney. He says, tell your assistant he needs to autocorrect my spelling sometimes.
Yeah, he's still new to the MC job.
And Tracy says, creepy dream.
Very much so. I never had that dream. Not to say that I didn't have weird shit happen to me when Tommy was around and after. I really haven't had anything weird happen since I got home this last time. Except the shower rod fell. But that's not really weird. Like, it wasn't like crash. It was just down all of a sudden. When it happened, I don't know, but it was down.
Rodney says, one woman that no one liked got pushed down the stairs one time by a ghost there.
Yes. During a Halloween party. Yep. Yeah, during one of his infamous 3-day Halloween parties. Yeah, so there were a couple ghosts there. One was really bad that Tommy definitely chased out in the beginning. And then there was a little girl who played with Oscar and Oliver all the time. And then there was a soldier that stood at the top of the stairs that led into Tommy's bathroom, but it was really where the corpses were laid to rest temporarily, and that was the guard guarding people from going into that room. Mm-hmm. And you know, when Tommy left, he invited them all to come with him. And guess what? 2 of them did. But they were attached to Tommy, not to the house. So when Tommy passed, the house felt extra empty.
Rodney said she never stayed too long after midnight there. And then he also added, Tommy's girlfriend always got spooked by the child ghost.
Yeah. Which girlfriend? At one point he had like 14 of them in that house. At one time. Allie or Haley or one of them. Could have been Freakadoodle. What's her name? Am I in the way? Am I head in the way?
No.
Okay. I can't remember her name. Alexis. I'm like looking at my own tattoo to figure out the pattern. Is that funny?
The reference that will never leave you.
Yeah.
Now that you're doing these comics, you'll always have it there to do
yeah, I hope
the
so.
Sammy poses.
Huh?
Rodney said, I kind of remember it might have been Allie.
Yeah, she was there during that time. Oliver didn't like her either. Not many people liked her. There, that's better. Oh, that's what happens when you're painfully young and you have no personality. It's just kind of how things roll. It was funny because the first year I was with Tommy doing shows and everything, everybody would come up to me and they're like, wow, you know, it was great meeting you last year and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that wasn't me. And they're like, it wasn't? I was like, nope, that was Allie. That was his other girl. That was his ex-girlfriend. And they're like, oh, thank God. She was a bitch. And Tommy had no idea. Like, he would leave her in charge of the table and then he'd walk away and she'd be super mean to the fans. You know?
Rodney says, I never experienced anything there.
Where, at my house or
I
at...
think you meant we're on the farmhouse.
On the farmhouse? Yeah, I gotta take Tommy's word for it at this point, or whoever was there. Because I've never... Outside of being outside of the house, I never went in, so... I'm just sharing tales.
He also added, Tommy always told me about the birds that crashed into the outside stone wall.
Yep. Yeah. That's not a very good sign of things, honestly. I mean, but I don't know how much you guys believe in those types of things, but I was never a disbeliever, but I never was a strong believer of it until I moved in.
Was it that closet demon that drove
We
you
don't
home?
talk about it in the house, but yes. Yes. That and Oscar, which I saw the other day, actually. I saw Oscar the other day. During Christmas, Tommy would have Oscar's toy on the Christmas tree. And no matter how I put it up on the Christmas tree, I could fucking duct tape that shit to the Christmas tree. And the toy would fall. And Uzi would always end up playing with it. Uzi doesn't play with toys, except for that one. And so, I didn't know, like, what the fuck was going on. And one night during Christmas, I followed, like, I had turned all the lights out except for the Christmas tree. This was a couple years ago when Tommy was reasonably healthy. And I followed Uzi into the back print shop. And it was dark, but she was walking with, like, super amounts of purpose. And I went, what the fuck is in the print shop that you're, like, trotting yourself back there? And I flip on the light, and there's no dog. And all throughout the holiday season, like, I was constantly like I felt like I was tripping over, the dogs run in front of you, and you think you're going to trip over them. So you're like, oh, and you act like an idiot so you don't trip or kick them. I was doing it all the time, especially when I was carrying shit. And it was pissing me off because I'd yell at the dogs. And one time I yelled at Uzi or Oliver, I can't remember. And they were both with Tommy in bed. And he's like, why are you yelling at the dogs? And I'm like, they're fucking tripping me. He goes, how could they trip you? They're here. So Oscar was attached to his toy. And I saw him the other night. I was on the computer. I was drawing or whatever. And like when you're at the Cintiq, you can see the area right here. And I thought Uzi jumped up to get my attention, to jump onto the footrest underneath the table. And I looked down, and there was no dog. So it made me kind of happy because I hadn't seen him in a while.
Ronnie asked, which house did that happen in?
This one. Happened in this one. There was a lot of weird shit that went on in this house because of Tommy. But he had a family history of that kind of stuff in his family, so it wasn't really a surprise that, it was occurring. It's interesting to me that, like, I'll tell people about this kind of stuff, and they're like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. I feel like I would have more naysayers, but everybody's like, oh, wow, that's cool. Probably because I'm not like a crazy ghost person or whatever, You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, the ghosts.
Yeah. Like you don't play it out to be like, you won't believe, like, I saw a ghost. You don't get, like, hyped up about telling a story of seeing a ghost.
Well, it's so common here. We had the soldier from Pennsylvania, the little girl, and for a while he had a woman in white, but I don't know who she was. I don't really know who she was.
Ronnie asked, but you don't experience anything anymore now?
Not really, no. Very little. Which is kind of sad. Because, like, I never, even when I was alone in the house, I never felt alone in the house. It was never, like, a malicious feeling or anything like that. Jesus Christ, kid. It was never a malicious feeling, but I'm experiencing shit like, on Tommy's end of things. Like, it's been a little while since I experienced something, but, finding his lost, Connor finding his lost wedding ring that was lost for like 2 years, almost 2 years, the 4.5 minute voicemail that came from his phone when his phone was dead. Uzi looks at me, but then she gets all super barky and playful, and she'll prairie dog up on her hind legs, and she's not looking. I'll go down to play with her, but she looks behind me most of the time. She doesn't actually look at me. She's looking at something behind me. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tommy's still floating around. If he peeks in. it's it's just kind of different weird shit is happening. But I haven't had anything happen in a while. That and 5 different people had dreams that Tommy came to them and basically told them in one way or another that he wasn't dead and that he was faking it. And it was pretty much one a month for the last 4 or 5 months, including myself. But he didn't tell me he was faking it. He was like, I'm okay. But these people didn't know about the others, you know what I mean, to influence that kind of dream. And they all individually came to me on their own and said that Tommy had come to them in a dream and basically was like, yeah, so I faked it. So there you go. Just kidding, or something like that. So it's interesting to hear all of that, all the weird shit that happened around Tommy. So I'm not really surprised. It just kind of makes me laugh when I hear that. I'm like, yeah, that's totally Tommy. That is totally his sense of humor.
He's like, me, Andy Kaufman, and Elvis are all just chilling on an island somewhere.
Yeah, right? Just kidding.
We started a club called the We'll Be Back One Day Club.
I believe it. I believe it.
Rodney said, I'm sensitive to stuff like that, though, but I don't allow them to bug me. And then he continues saying, I'm sure Tommy's still watching out for you. And he also says, I haven't had that dream yet.
You were the first one to have a Tommy dream. You were the very first person to have a Tommy dream. You're the one that told me. Well, you had a Tommy dream where he was basically like, I'm still not going to sleep with you or something like that. That was kind of funny. I can't wait till I get to know the character designs and get used to drawing them so that I don't have to go back into my lines and fix them up when I'm done, when I erase all the pencils,
Rodney said yes, but it was different.
Yeah, it was different. It wasn't like, hey, just kidding, I faked it. It was very different. I think Corey was the first one to have that kind of dream. But I had 3 or 4 other people. Jen had a dream about Tommy, if she's still on, where he just wanted to come to her house and use her mirror to look at himself. Which, to me, is fucking hilarious. You know what? Let's see.
Rodney said, yes, I knew it was him because he made me laugh out loud.
Right? He was always good at that. Even Daddy's good at making people laugh. Oh no, what happened? I think my pen leaked. Or a pen leaked. Can you clean this off for me? Yeah, clean that off. This too. I don't know what's on there. You see what's on there?
Yeah.
What's on there? Did the pen leak or something?
It didn't look like a pen leak. It looked like it just sat in something.
Weird. I got ink all over my hands now from that. Alright. I switched to a brush pen because I'm not really liking the lines on this at all. I'm not. They're very stiff to me, so we're gonna switch to a brush. Start with Oscar. See if we've got ink in the pen. Yeah, we do. Just not feeling the stiff lines. This is actually a Japanese brush pen. I don't even know what brand it is. But it's actually meant for it's a refillable horsehair brush pen for calligraphy and stuff. Or art, as it were. Is it coming off?
Yeah.
That was not a very confident yeah.
Well, it is leaking, and I found
It's leaking?
right from the...
Is it cracked?
Right around that first top part. Because I cleaned it all off, and
then it was twisted. It was loose. It's loose. Yep. Alright. Okay. That's what it was. Let's just set that aside so I can... I switched to a brush pen. You were there for that. Never mind. I don't know if anybody's saying anything, but...
No.
I think the weight, the better, the weighted lines are better. Let's just hope that this is waterproofing. Oh, that's going to be really interesting.
We'll find out.
We're going to find out, kids.
I don't think it'll be a very happy accident.
Wouldn't be the first time I had to paint with non-waterproof ink. I'll let it dry for a minute. And it's the 500 series Strathmore Bristol. So it's not going to move on its own accord. I mean, unless it's like super not, you know what I mean. I have not seen any movies lately. I haven't seen what came out recently.
Thor,
Justice League.
Thor.
Murder
on the Orient.
Oh, I want to see that too.
Me and Sierra went and saw Justice League.
How was it?
It's very much eye candy. Without giving too much away, it's very much simple. Like, best way to put it is eye candy. If you put your mindset into thinking of it in comic book terms,
it's terrible.
So if you put yourself into...
Yeah, but you can't, because a comic book is completely different media.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, think of it like, don't... Even though it's hard, if you understand a lot of, like, story analysis and, like, how to tell a story properly, which you do, you have to put yourself into a, okay, but why would that happen, or how did that happen, or how did they get there, kind of way.
So it was really shitty storytelling, is what you're trying to tell me.
The best way to put it is the people that make the movies don't really know the characters that well.
No.
So, like, I was talking to Sierra and telling her that, like, if you watch Batman v Superman and you see how much hatred Batman has for Superman, and then this movie kind of does, like, a full, like, turnaround, and it's kind of confusing. To where it's like, okay, Batman doesn't really like the way Zack Snyder kind of makes Batman out. Doesn't feel like it's a Batman that you want to actually cheer for and be excited to see on screen.
Oh, really? That sucks.
And what's funny is if you actually watch, because they brought in Joss Whedon for a few reshoots.
So you can easily tell.
You can tell where it's like, oh, the person that actually probably knows the character. I wouldn't say to a T, but knows a lot more than your leading director, has brought what you want for the superhero to screen and the way they should be portrayed as.
I'd watch a Joss Whedon Batman movie.
That's what, like, I mean, overall, that's where you could draw the line between why Marvel movies get a lot more credit than DC. Because a lot of DC films, it feels like the directors don't know the characters.
Well, they don't.
And in Marvel, you watch it and it feels like, even if it's not an exact portrayal of that character to like a fine point, you still see they know the character to an extent to where that this is how they would act.
That's Disney. That's Disney's.
That's Disney's hand in the jar of Marvel.
Sure is. That sure is. That's exactly what that is. Do we like the thicker line work?
It stands out like way more because with you next to it and like
yeah. Feels like it's got a little bit more movement in there.
Mm-hmm.
This brush is super soft, so I have to be super light-handed. What time is it?
9:16. So we've been 2 hours and 15 minutes. Oh, but to add, we should side topic have a day and get Sierra and go see Murder on the Orient.
Yeah.
'Cause that's one of my like all-time favorite Agatha Christie books.
Yeah, mine as well.
But then again, a lot of the Poirot stuff is entertaining.
Poirot.
Poirot.
Poir. P-O-I-R. Poirot.
Poirot.
Poirot. Perot was a very different person. He was the owner of GM and ran for president one year. Before you were born.
So is it Hercule Poirot?
Hercule Poirot. Poirot.
With that lovely mustache.
Yeah, people were pissed off about that mustache.
But that's the way it's in the book, isn't it?
It is. It literally dominated his face. Like in the novels,
yeah.
That's how she describes him, that he was basically a walking fucking mustache.
I don't know if you ever saw it, but they did like the long run of TV shows.
Yep.
And they gave him the...
I saw everything, yeah. They gave him the little
Hitler stash, pretty much.
The 2 fingers. As I touch my face with ink, and probably now 2 fingerprints there.
Here's a physical representation of what it would have looked like.
Ta-da! Yay! Do we like Tommy? I can't wait to put color to this. Awfully quiet tonight. No one loves me.
like the next stream, I need to bring an instrument and fill this dead space. We can even write a theme song. Welcome to...
Yeah, you are a musician. Well, you know what it is, and I don't know why. But this happened even when Tommy was alive but didn't stream. Like, as soon as Tommy put his ass in the chair, everybody showed up, and it was laughter and stories and just watching and whatever. And then as soon as my ass hit the chair, fucking dead silence. Like, nobody said anything. And I don't know why. The only thing I can imagine is maybe a different energy. I don't know. I don't really know.
Jesse said, I'm listening. I like what you're doing with this.
Yeah.
I had a stroke there for a second.
You had a stroke?
You know, I forgot how to read. That weird upside down M shapes, I think it should go like whoa.
Is it our
Is it?
Losing air day? Are you losing airtime?
No, I think Oliver's taking his time. I think he was filled with a little more extra gas this morning, so he's not going to be wheezing yet. But I feel like we're running late for our wiener dog segment, the wiener break.
The wiener break? Yeah. They're getting used to the fact that I'm working again. You know, that they're not getting 24-hour fucking attention. Because they used to just sit on the couch and be with Tommy while he was sick for years. So they got used to it. And now that there's no attention on the couch, they come looking for it for me. And I'm like, no, I gotta fucking work. Do you want dog food?
Jesse said, it's totally different and unique. I could easily see Tommy getting into this.
Yeah. Me too. The funny thing is that there is a piece that I did for him. It's actually hanging on the wall. It's in the back of the Dark Side of Oz. In the back of the Dark Side of Oz book. He actually insisted that I put it in there. But I redrew his Dorothy versus the Lion. But I did it all super cutesy. And I had Dorothy as a little kid with like a dented pot as a helmet, and had the lion and his emblem in the center of his chest. His badge of courage it was blue taped to his chest. Like, it's on the wall.
Yeah,
you can take it down and look at it.
That has the Batman.
That has the Batman symbol in the back. Yeah, the impaled Joker head. The Joker head impaled on a broom the wrong way, so the bristles are at the top of his head. Yeah, you can pull off the wall so I can show everybody once. I need to let this dry anyway. Once I'm done with my face. Just hold on to it for a second while I finish. Yeah, it was for Christmas one year, actually. I was broke, and so I wanted to paint him something. And so I painted him something. And he kept everything I ever made him. Everything. Which was a stark contrast to my starter marriage, who ended up using I drew a picture for him, and he ended up using it as a coaster. He used something else that I did as an ashtray. You know, like, I was like, well, thanks. Yeah, that guy was a douche. That's why he's not called my husband. He was a starter marriage. using the brush to get these lines. It is way better. I think it works way better for what I want to accomplish. Boom. I'll let these dry real quick. Here, give me that. I'll show everybody what I'm talking about. So this is what I was talking about. Can they see that okay?
Yep, that's good.
Bye, Tommy. So this was the very first thing I ever painted him. And many of you would probably recognize the Dorothy fighting the lion. So so if you look here, he's got the little blue bow in his hair from the Wizard of Oz, because he had a little blue bow in his tail. And he's got a cork on the end of one of his spikes on his arm. The
peace sign.
Oh yeah, the munchkin. No, the munchkin. That's a severed munchkin hand tied to his arm in the peace sign. The shield is fixed with blue tape. There's a little severed head, shrunken head right there. Dorothy has a pot lid, or a pot, a dented pot, as a helmet. She's got in true Clint Eastwood fashion, she took the furnace lid door and made it the backing, and it's Oswood and then 24601, and then she's got a trash can lid for a shield, and then a ruler taped to cardboard as her sword. He's got, of course, the blue tail. There's Cthulhu right up here. There's the Scarecrow with the TC and the Batman symbol. One of the monsters with a party hat and the Nerf. Now, he had crows flying away with pieces of the body parts in the original print, so I did chickens, because chickens can't fly and it's funny. Right? There's Dead Kermit.
With this side up.
With this side up in the sword. There's another sword. That's Uzi. There's the Tin Man's head. There's the Joker with little butterflies, because he had a head impaled with flies around it. Mm-hmm. So I did the Joker with the butterflies, but as you can see, the head was impaled opposite, so it's funny. And for absolutely no reason, I've got Stitch holding a frog. Because you got to. Yeah. And I called it the Dark and Fluffy Side of Oz. And that was the very first Christmas present I ever made for him. Yeah. And then I did a watercolor of a lion from the Popcorn Zoo, which his actual lion is from. And I tried contacting the Popcorn Zoo in Pennsylvania, because they would take in old zoo animals and animals that needed rehabilitation. And he was that. I mean, when Tommy had met that lion, he was probably in his teens at that point. So I contacted the Popcorn Zoo, and unfortunately that lion had passed away, because I was going to donate part of the proceeds from Dark Side of Oz to the Popcorn Zoo. Mm-hmm. Because that lion, anytime he would go over to draw him, he would come over and Tommy would sit down to draw him, and he would get up wherever he was in the sanctuary, come over and lay down in front of Tommy with his back towards him, which is a sign of trust. Mm-hmm. And so Tommy would draw him, whatever, and he'd walk around, and then as soon as Tommy's ex-wife, Kirsten, came, the lion would get up and walk away. Yeah. So I as well put in a lot of silly stuff for Tommy. Yeah. And it's funny because he put this up right, he went right in the middle of a Howard Pyle print, like a big, on the side, mm-hmm. Just taped it, just thumbtacked it right into the middle of this print. And I was like, but it's a Howard Pyle. And he's like, yeah, but it's a Sammy. And this, I put S. Castillo. It was the first time I ever signed S. Castillo. Because we were together for a year or so at that point. Yeah, maybe it was my second Christmas with him that I did this. It was my second, because my parents were here. But yeah. I just think the Stitch is fucking hilarious. Just for no reason, he's like, frog. So that's the dark and fluffy side of Oz. Tommy always wanted to make prints of this. So maybe I will. So there you go, kids.
Back up onto the pile.
Back up onto the Howard pile. Let's get some watercoloring going on here. Let's see how. Oh, yep, nope.
Did it bleed?
Hardcore. We're not watercoloring this ink, I guess. Colored pencil it is! Let's do this. Do I have a lilac-ier one? No, I don't think I do. Maybe that one. I just tapped and it just went. I went, nope, not happening. All right. Colored pencil it is. Is that funny that I'm color penciling and then I'll use permanent ink next time? There's a color comp anyway, so I can kind of see what colors I want to use.
Mm-hmm.
So that's alright. It's probably going to be faster this way anyway. I just like that he has no neck. Like, look, there's no neck. Makes me laugh. I like this purple. Bright lilac. That's actually the color of his shirt, so there we go. Oh, forgot this little part of his shirt. The little belly part. I just thought that it was cute. His belly stuck out a little bit between them. He would just...
I think I like that you added the end of the tie.
Yeah,
that was
because...
too long for him.
The ties were always too long for him. Always. It just makes me laugh. It's a little too dark for what I want, but that's okay. And I went to the Tommy School of Shading, so you can't even like see my strokes when I'm coloring on it with a pencil, because when I first started with him, he made me for hours color, shade. Ha! And he would always, like, literally until my arm, my shoulder froze just doing this, until there was no gap, until you could literally just, it's one solid even thing of color. Yep. You'll do that too.
Alright.
Not at the moment though. And by the moment I mean not at this current juncture. In your tutelage. This makes me laugh.
Are you gonna do the design in his hat?
Yeah, I will. I don't know what design I'm gonna do, but I'll do a design in his hat. Need a dark purple.
God's just like, where's Castillo? I don't know, boss. He said he's going to Epcot. Why? He said he wanted a new hat.
Yeah. I do. I buy him a new hat every time I go to Japan. Yeah.
You see Tommy standing in front of the row of hats, and he's wisping through each one of them, trying to pick them up.
Damn it. Okay, so we've got a stripe here, and a stripe here, and then a stripe here, here. Okay. So then we do this. And this. I'm actually copying because it was my favorite outfit of his. He always wore it. He was cremated in this. Lilac shirt with this chevron pattern on it. So like from far away it looked lilac, and then it looked far away. From far away, it looked lilac, but when you got up, it was like dark purple and light purple, which is, and then he had this like polka dotted stripey tie that my parents bought him once, and it was my favorite outfit. Like, I loved his profile pictures in it. Yeah. It's one of my favorite pictures of his. And so, I, of course, am putting much more detail into this than I probably will have in the, in the thing. But where'd that lilac go? Oh, that is totally not the color that I wanted, but okay. We're going for it. We're committed. There we go. And I need a blue. Das blue for blue jeans. Russian blue it is. I'm kind of doing like an old school sort of like kind of coloring book shading. What? So very just to kind of, I don't know, I thought that would fit, doing a kind of coloring book shading. You know when you were a kid and you colored, and then you went really light and then you made the shadows darker of the same color? Mm-hmm. Same thing. I think it fits for this for now. I could make coloring pages of the adventures of Tommy and Sammy. Apparently that's like a thing now.
Adult coloring books.
Yeah.
Because I know we saw those ones that they did of full graphic novels. The Batman one.
Yeah.
They did Hush.
Yeah, all they did was just take the digital colors off. And it was just inks. It was a fucking ripoff. And then they charged like, what did they charge?
I think it was $15 for the one Batman.
Yeah, I was like, god damn. I was like, wait, I mean, brilliant to sell the same shit twice like that under, you know what I mean, like repackage the same thing. But really, come on now.
I mean, I understand if you do like what they did with Frank Miller's Batman, to where they released a black and white, which was just the pencils of it, and it's just you're buying the graphic novel, but it's like a limited edition version.
Oh, I didn't know they did that.
But that's just like, yeah, you can just buy the graphic novel, but there's no color.
Yeah, and the paper sucked too. Wasn't even good, like, paper to color with. And Tommy had a stain right there, so we have a stain there too. Oh shit! I forgot the important thing. You know what I forgot? A Sharpie in his pocket. There we go. Sharpie in his pocket. And we're gonna do gray in the beard. That makes me giggle. What do you guys think so far? Everybody's obscenely quiet, as always. Whoa. Don't all say everything at once.
I can't read that fast.
Come on, guys. Really. Slow. We're only 2 people here. I gotta give my arm a second. Hold on. That's a sketch pad. Where'd my black go? Okay, so we're gonna do this. There's black there. And we're gonna do an angry purple dragon. And then here's our angry purple dragon. Eat your heart out, Larry Elmore.
Was it the face that you made that helped?
Yeah, it's the sound effects. Totally the sound effects. You got it. How did you know, man? How did you know?
I had a good teacher.
Alright, let's see. And those are all purpley and white flowers. So we'll do some of those in there. I personally like the angry purple dragon. Don't hate.
Purple people eater.
When I first dyed my hair purple, that's all I fucking heard. I was like, oh, you're so original. Assholes. And it's got a swirly gigs. So we too shall have swirly gigs. I don't know what these swirly gigs are, but they're on the hat. And yellow. Yellow. We call it yellow. Put some yellow in here. Ooh, that was a bad idea. Oh, purple. Purpley red. There we go. And back to black. There's a fucking bug in here, man. King of Canada is watching. Say hi, Connor.
Hi, Connor.
I was trying to think of your nickname for him. I was like, what was it again?
I have a nickname.
No, for him.
Oh, for him? Yeah.
I was trying to remember.
Always and forever be King of Canada.
That's right.
For those now joining us, welcome to the Tommy Castillo live stream, where everything's made up and the points don't matter. Like Canada.
Playing Canada. Does your head flap like Terrence and Phillip?
I'm not your friend, pal. I'm not your pal, buddy.
That's funny. We're awful. I need a flesh tone. Beige. Is that flesh tony enough? That's flesh tony enough. So I have actually something pretty morose that every time I think about Tommy and skin tone, it pops up into my brain. When Tommy was laid out, you know, they had to take a little extra time for his makeup and everything. And, because, the liver failure, he was jaundiced, so he was yellow toned, and when you get embalmed, it turns you blue. So Connor, what does yellow and blue make?
A lovely green.
So I finally get let in to see him, you know, laid out, and the funeral director says, I'm so sorry. He's like, we couldn't really make him look too natural because he's green. And I burst out laughing.
So that's what Tommy Green looks like.
It's fucking Kermit Green. He was Incredible Hulk green. Like, I was curious. So, like, I pulled down the collar to see, and he was fucking, like, gamma green. I was like, oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. I mean, and people are like, why the fuck is she laughing? Like, she just saw her husband being laid out. Why is she laughing? Oh my god, it was, yeah. And he says, he's like, it's like bright green. So that's why his beard was colored. Because if they left it uncolored, his chin would have been green. I laughed at his expense. I did. I laughed at my dead husband's expense.
You make that a inside joke in the strip. God's like, you look a little sick. Just a little
Shut
green.
up.
Right around the face.
Right around the gills. A little green.
He's like, ha, very funny.
Ha ha, asshole. He calls God an asshole.
And St. Pete is like,
can you do that? I just did. That's funny.
I could see Tommy in heaven being that one scene from Guardians 2 where Star-Lord's like, I'm gonna make some weird shit.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna make some weird shit.
A 10-foot tall Pac-Man.
That's funny. Note to self, don't use this ink again for this. It's smearing all over the place. I'm sure you can't really tell on the screen, but
no.
Yeah, it totally is. I feel like his nose needs to be like pink or something. I don't know why. Oh yeah, there you go.
that good old Muppet orange. Oh no.
Well, the pink kind of makes it orange, right? That's the ticket right there. Oh. Yeah, I got it. Thanks. Yeah, the blue. Close his glasses. Yeah. That's awesome. What do we think of colored Tommy? What do you think, Connor?
I think you fit it up. Those sandals, though.
What's wrong with the sandals?
I like the sandals.
The sandals are awesome. They're exactly his fucking sandals. What do you guys think? Would we like to see these characters in action? There we go, that's better. This cracks me the fuck up. I love the hat. Because it's exactly his hat.
Exactly the hat.
It's exactly the hat. Here, I'll put it down. See if I can. What is. Oh, it's sticky tack. Okay, here. It's for you guys for reference. There you go. There you go. Can you see it? Or is there glare?
It's a little dark.
How's that?
That's good. It brings it out.
Let's see here. Let's see. Let's do me now. Black. Here it is. What hour mark are we at? 3?
9 minutes and we'll hit 3 hours.
Yep.
Jesse says, it looks great. I'm actually interested in seeing what Tommy would look like with the Casper tail.
Yeah. Me too.
It itself is that denim blue.
Yeah, right? Well, this is the sketch of him with the Casper tail. Right here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. I like doing the nose like a Muppet color.
Jesse said there is no mistaking that is Tommy.
Yeah.
Draw his likeness well.
Thank you. I'm really proud of myself with that. I thought it was going to be harder. Well, not like harder, but you know, like I thought I was going to have a lot more trouble with it than I actually guess I did. Hey, enough.
When I watch you for a few days, you get used to me holding you.
No, he just wants attention. He's like, it's time to pay attention to me now. It's been hours. Just hours. What are you doing? It's just been hours.
What?
There we are. Nice. It's like I know what I'm doing or something. But I do need... No. grass green for the patented Sammy green shirt. Ow! In the crotch. You alright, kid?
His breath is just
atrocious?
rancid.
Well, that's what happens when you go outside and you hunt your own food. And you eat live
Like the warrior
things.
he is.
Probably had some lizard out there, actually.
It's like, I'm a real man. I eat my food raw. Ooh. But then again, your housemate eats a lot more than...
Who's he?
A lot worse breath than that.
Yeah. She goes for the frogs. He likes the lizards.
He likes the adrenaline from the hunt.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
No wonder you get hurt all the time.
Yeah.
A soldier off to war.
Just like Uzi. Remember? When she,
she's the one that will...
got the scratch.
The battle scar.
The battle scar across her,
It's those elves.
It is
That's
those elves.
The training of her, getting them ready for war.
Explain that. Explain what you're talking about.
From the full extent, so... I get a sudden text early in the morning, around 1 a.m.
Was it around 1 a.m.?
I think it was maybe like a 12-ish.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Anyways, saying that I did not clean up the art utensils and paint from the night you were painting, but I wasn't even here. So
yeah, it was 11 o'clock.
My only response could be that it's the elves only make the shoes; they don't clean up the paint, and also that they might have not been working that day. And then you pushed that was not a reasonable excuse, and they don't, and you don't even have new shoes.
Yep.
And I said, well, maybe it's the retaliation, pretty much, for the fact that you bought really nice shoes on Amazon. So them spending their life's work of making great shoes, and you just go and buy them offline. And also, they need all the help to lead into their training Uzi and Oliver as the beast, the steeds they'll ride into battle with the Keebler elves.
Against the Keebler elves, yeah.
Because the shoemakers and cookie bakers have been at war for centuries. I think their plot is just to burn down all the trees and tell those little bastards to go piss off and make the cookies somewhere else. What a race war I formed for
my amusement.
For figurative elves. Just so I can get out of, I didn't clean up the paint.
I like being unreasonable. It's funny. Speaking of unreasonable, where the f*** is my gold? Oh, there it is. Metallic gold. Oh, I look like a leprechaun. Alright. Oh, hair. Get out of here, bug. That matches.
You running the chat now, Oliver? You got this?
It was take your dog to work day one time while we were streaming, and I had Oliver up on the thing, and it looked like he was controlling the stream. It was really funny.
Has his own MC opening. MC Oliver!
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
The air horns go off.
are you laughing at?
Because Oliver's face sometimes reminds... Like, I feel like inside he's more like... he's like Martol from Lethal Weapon. And he just has these
too
moments,
old for this
I'm
shit.
getting too old for this shit.
I'm too old for this 3 hours of no attention. I'm totally pulling an anime maneuver and keeping my eyebrows visible through my hair. I like it though. I think it works out well. Makes me giggle. Or laugh sinisterly, apparently. Either one of those. So for lack of me being lazy, we're going to have the same skin color for right now. Even though he was way darker than I was. What do we think so far? Hold your own for hours. What?
Like, if I got lucky enough to where you include me, I'm just like in the background, but you see that I have like a back brace on, and I have all the stuff you pile into the van. I'm just like dragging it along.
You're the Sherpa.
You even make it feel a little more special, and you give me one of those mule feeding baskets around my neck.
That's funny. I kind of like the fact that I have just solid eyes, right? But they don't look creepy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't look like Coraline eyes or whatever that place thing is called. Is that Coraline?
With the buttons?
Yeah. You know, like that was kind of soulless and creepy?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I look soulless and creepy. I mean, I probably am both of those things. But I don't feel like I look like that. Do I look like that?
No. I don't have to say that for my own safety and protection.
Huh?
I'm not saying that for my own safety.
No?
Or protection. Oliver, help. So he's like, you dug yourself into this one.
He's like, I'm just a dog.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
I'm getting too old for this shit. Where's my gun? I'm getting too old for this shit.
I feel like that would make sense. Uzi is very much the wild one, the young cocky Jake Peralta.
Uzi's Jake Peralta? It's terrible.
And Oliver is Charles.
That's awful. Take that back. Oliver's better than Charles. Jerk.
It's like, nah, I'm Terry. I'm the big badass.
Yeah, he'd be Terry. You know his middle name is the Tank, right?
In the show? Like a Terry.
No, Oliver.
Oh, Oliver the Tank?
Oliver's actual full name is Oliver the Tank Castillo. Look at his name tag.
Oh, no, I saw that. I didn't know that was his official middle name.
That's his actual name, like, at the vet. Oliver the
He's
Tank.
The Tank.
Because he was the runt of the litter. And they, nobody wanted him because he was so small. And Tommy was like, fuck this. My boy's gonna grow up huge. And now look at him. He fucking...
My boy's gonna grow up big and strong.
He, you know, it just scrapes the ground. And, I mean, I think he's pretty well endowed for a dog his size. I mean, if he was medically capable of keeping his nuts, you know, he would,
He would have taken after his father.
There you go. And flower time. Flowers. Do this. Wow, that's super weird shaped. Finishing touches. This is amazing how much detail I'm putting into these little guys. These little characters. What am I looking at? What do I need? Brown. For my palette. Works. And then I need black. That's my whole stack of colored pencils. Where'd my black go? That's not black. Did I put that? I must have. Ow, I guess I did. Oh, I'll go with this black. It's not black at all. It's actually gray, but whatever.
Jesse says, you look good in green.
Thanks. I wear green all the time, actually. My profile is green as well. There we go. I'll use this guy instead. I actually wear this to a show. I just wore it to my show. Well, not the short sleeve, but the color scheme. I actually based this off of real clothes that I own. And last but not least, what do we think? Guess I should color Oscar, huh? Where did his thing go?
Oh, didn't it fall?
Yeah, I thought it did, but it's gone. It's not where it fell. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oscar. Okay. So, Monsieur Oscar. Yes. Nope. Nope. I need it to be burnt. There it is. Burnt sienna. Alright. Alright, so we've got tentative Oscar with his dog paws. And he pretty much was an undercarriage dog, so brown paws. I can't tell if his chest was colored, but it's probably like Uzi's, so we're gonna go for it. But we're gonna make it asymmetrical because we're like that. Look like the rest of him is brown in anyway. And then we take the black. I do not like these pencils.
Jesse asks, so are you going to do a Casper tale on Oscar when he appears in real life, or maybe a sheet like Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas?
I'm not really sure. I didn't really think about putting Oscar in the real world. Not that it can't happen, honestly, I just didn't really think about it. So just like the back half of the dog is a tail. I don't know, I'll have to think on that. It's a good idea. Where he's just like a dog head with a sheet. That's funny. It's kind of a good idea, actually.
Seeing a ghost dog chase after a car. The car like brakes like quick, and the dog just runs right through it.
Right. I kind of thought of Oscar as more of, because I have, Uzi and Oliver, real life Uzi and Oliver, in the real world, that I thought that maybe Oscar would be more like dog representation in the afterlife only. So that way there wasn't too many dogs. But, I mean, can you really have too many dachshunds? I would just have to really kind of make the distinction between Oscar and Uzi, because they're the same exact coloring. Well, not same exact, but they're the same. They're brown and black. So I wouldn't want to... I would have to definitely do something like what you're saying, to distinguish him from Uzi in the real world. You are correct. I'm putting purple in the shadow so there's not so much black. Awesome! And there we are. Character designs are done. What do we think, everyone? That's awesome. What do we think? Yay, nay, looks like shit, what? If you say it looks like shit, I'm gonna punch you. I'll find you and I'll punch you. See you at the next show like a year later. You said my shit looked like shit. That's why that's funny.
You said my shit looks like shit. Jesse says, I'm loving it. You got my vote. Sounds very, I don't want to get punched like. Big man. Be a big man behind a computer screen.
Now, this is awesome. Put this back up where he belongs. Alright, everyone. So, thank you for joining me on my adventure of creating us as little caricatures. I will do my best to be back tomorrow. Maybe actually end up doing some of these other characters. I gotta cross out Oscar because we did Oscar's character design. JC, God, St. Pete. Maybe I'll even do the Score to Gopacon. But I'll be, after I get these character designs done, I'll be starting to do the comic strips, and I'm likely going to illustrate them and color them on Twitch, But as I said before, I got a bunch of the originals coming up on eBay, and I'm going to probably will have those up tomorrow. By hook or by crook? What's the question mark for?
Sierra just jumped in. She says, "Hi, Mom. Hi, hun. It is me, the golden child."
The golden child. It's Schmegma. What was I going to say? You like the design, Sierra? So, yes. Keep your eyes peeled for everything. Again, on December 1st, I will be announcing the holiday print. Now, I decided that I'm going to change the format a little. The holiday print will be available in the 11 by 17 size at $20 and the 20 by 30 for $40. I kind of decided to forego the $100 version. If you do want the $100 version, I will be more than happy to take your $100 and give you that version, which would have been a 14 by 18 watercolor print. And I have decided it is going to be the Harley Davidson Coca-Cola Santa Claus. What are you doing?
Just plugging the fan. Continue.
Oh, so that will be up in a couple days on Facebook. It is, I don't even know.
Today's the
30th. So in 2 days it'll be up. What else? eBay, Etsy, Patreon will be up in the next week or two. Trying to think. And yes, that's all I remember. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Is there anything else, Connor, that I'm forgetting?
Do you want to remind everyone that we'll have new prints coming up on eBay soon? Tomorrow, maybe?
Prints?
Yeah,
I already said that. I said that already. Yeah, so they'll be up. And then, yes, I think that's it. So I am going to cut it here. I got more work to do, and my shoulder's starting to hurt, so I'm going to take a break. But thank you for joining me on my journey to getting these done, and I'll definitely try and do some more tomorrow for everybody. So yeah, look for stuff through our social media. You know the drill at this point. Anything else? Is there anybody commenting or anything?
Just Sierra wrapping it up says she loves it. I do not want to get punched. It looks badass.
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
You get punched anyway. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, 7 o'clock, same bat time, same bat channel. And good night, everybody.